The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
This episode's Beer of the Week is Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA, a badass 6.7% Indian Pale Ale designed by Steve Austin and El Segundo Brewing Company for the working man and woman. It features Citra, Cascade, and Chinook hops to deliver big flavor with an easy finish. Now stop reading, start enjoying this awesome beer. And if you're ready to get this show started and discuss the results of UFC on Fox, Robbie Lawler vs. Dos Anjos, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to MMA to the Max, episode number 24. I'm your host, Robert Taylor, and I am joined live, in person, in studio, by my co-host, the one and only Joseph Hudson, a.k.a. Riverside Joe. How you doing tonight, Joe? How was tonight? How was today?
Shitty, and I don't think ever I've got less than 1,000 points in our fantasy league, and I did shitty. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Awful. Mean, that's not exactly what I was getting at. Today was the Taylor family Christmas, Taylor side family Christmas event. We usually do it at least a week before Christmas so everybody else can go with their families. So that's why we are in each other's presence tonight. We're recording the show after all the families taken off and or passed out.
Yeah, forced my ass all the way up here to the high desert. Gives my son a goddamn crew cough all night because there's nasty dry air. Other than that, it was great to see you guys. I love seeing the cousins, man. That's why I trekked myself all the way up here.
Yeah, no, it was fun, man. It was good. And, fucking spread was amazing. It was good.
Oh, dude, I was so stoked. I ate way more than I wanted to, man. Thanksgiving, I didn't get the mashed potatoes and gravy combo that I so dearly love. So I made up for that tonight, dude, and had 2 giant plates full of just mashed potatoes, gravy, put my chicken in it, and just sopped it up with a biscuit. Oh.
Damn. I mean, I had all that, and you're still making it sound really tasty right now.
I know. I'm wanting to go back for thirds, dude. It's so good.
Everything's put away and all that stuff. I got so many leftovers. The ham's so good. It's so simple, too.
So good.
It's just simple. It's just cranberry juice and brown sugar.
Boom.
That's it.
We can try it, but we can't make it like your dad.
Yeah, I don't know what my dad does for the ham. I mean, it's so simple. That's literally the only ingredients.
You know what I think it is? He accidentally spills some wild turkey on it every time, I think.
You may have a point there. I think you have a point. I think that is the secret. The secret to a great show, though, is definitely this Broken Skull IPA.
Dude,
Jesus.
It is so good.
It's been a while.
So good.
It's been a while. The last time we had this was the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
We put on a good show that night.
I don't know.
Nope.
I never finished listening.
Yeah, no.
It was our highest rated show.
Yeah.
Like in terms of viewers, but
yeah, that's the truth. But yeah, I don't think it was our best showing ever.
No. But that was the last time we had this because the local Total Wine and More was out, and luckily they got some more in stock recently. Picked it up for this very occasion.
Had to.
And damn. It tastes so good to drink an IPA. I know we were talking about getting away from IPAs for a little bit for our beer of the week.
Excuse me.
But on this occasion, when you find the Broken Skull IPA outside of the El Segundo area, you pick it up, you drink it, you make it your beer of the week.
Hell yeah! Yeah, you have to because it's delicious. If you're an IPA drinker at all, like, dude, my favorite IPA has been for a while is Green Flash. Left Coast IPA. That one's fucking delicious. This is like such a close second to me. It's so good. Completely different flavors IPA too, you know?
Yeah, it's so good, man. It's like, I love IPA, but there's a lot of IPAs that are a little, I guess, skunky is the word to put.
They go overboard.
Yeah, a little overboard with the hops and everything, with the flavors, with the Citra.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, I listened to his podcast. I think he's an entertaining guy. I grew up watching wrestling. I'm sure, everybody in the world knows who the hell Stone Cold Steve Austin is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And, but he was always talking about these IPAs. And I was like, man, I thought you drank Steve Weisers, which are basically Budweiser's, Coors Light, whatever. I thought that's what he, apparently he's an IPA guy. He said he made his own IPA, and I guess critics, I was reading up on it, said it's like the best IPA on the market, at least one of the best.
It is.
And, Jesus, it's seriously my favorite IPA.
It's up there, man. Again, my favorite. I mentioned it. They're not a sponsor of the show. If they would like to, Green Flash IPA, you can get a hold of me at JoeHud45 on Twitter or MMA to the Max Joe. That's always with the number 2 on Instagram.
Wow, are you trying to get a little hit on this, man? You're trying to leave, aren't you?
You know what, dude? I got a long drive down the hill.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You got a little while.
Dude.
Luckily, it's still early recording. I mean, it's late, but it is earlier than we usually record.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours earlier because the show was 2 hours earlier.
And I love it. I love these Fox shows when they start this early. So let's talk about this Fox show. Like before we get into like fights by fights, the event as a whole, from
overall
the very
card?
first fight to the very last fight.
Yeah, it was a great card, man.
Seriously. I mean, there was this card. It seems like, I think we talked about it on a previous show, that the UFC just somehow is able to save all their best for last.
And they do.
And it's so great. I honestly, here's the funny thing is the most boring fight on the card in my mind was Jan Blachowicz and Jared Cannonier.
Yeah.
But even then, that wasn't a boring fight. It was just in contrast to the rest of them.
Yeah,
it was the most
boring
boring fight.
Yeah, but it was because at any moment either one of those guys was trying to put the other one to sleep. I mean, they were slugging it out for the most part. Some grappling exchanges, some grinding on the cage to wear the other guy out, but 99% of it was trying to knock each other's heads off.
It was good, and I mean, I it's so weird that we're kind of starting on this fight, but we might as well just. Blachowicz looked really good.
Looked the best I've ever seen him.
Yeah,
he shocked me.
At least in the UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good before he came. He finally got a shot in the UFC. He looked lackluster, completely lackluster.
Yep. Even
in his last fight, his victory, it was still kind of lackluster. But Jared Cannonier was a guy who was supposed to be like one of those next big things at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
I mean, they put him in with Glover Teixeira way too soon.
early.
He got dominated, of course, but he still showed he was able to survive with Teixeira on top, which is something that somebody else tonight was unfortunately able to do, which is very disappointing.
I was bummed.
God damn it, Misha Cirkunov is letting me down, and I'm very upset about it, and I'm sure not as upset as he was.
Yep. He's turning into an Andre Touchy-Feely for me. A guy I just really want to be successical, and they're letting me down every time.
I still think Cirkunov has the skills, the tools, the talent to be a champion one day. He made a mistake. He defended the takedown from Teixeira, and Teixeira was able to just kind of switch his hips real quick to the other side and get that torque on the takedown. And Cirkunov had no answer for that torque, and he ended up as a back. And after that, it was just Teixeira on top. I mean, it's like Luke Rockhold on top. Teixeira on top is just otherworldly.
His ground game is way underrated. That's what we were talking about during the fight. Is he has got great wrestling, great control, great ground and pound, as he showed tonight. But he prefers to stand and bang with guys instead of get their guard up, sweeping for a double leg, take them down. But he did that tonight against Misha, which was smart. It's the first time I've ever seen Glover fight. Except for against OSP, where I'm like, okay, that was a smart fight. Today he fought smart. That's how he beat Misha. Misha's got wicked power. Take him down.
He was outstriking Glover, which is something I did not expect.
I expected it, but I expected Glover's power to overall win him the fight. But
do you? I can't help but feel that maybe Misha Cirkunov is like a victim of this. At least it's in my mind. I'm making this up right now because it's something I put 2 and 2 together over the years, just thinking about it. The dreaded contract dispute with the UFC. Think about it.
That does something.
Aljamain Sterling, contract dispute, came back 2 in a row.
Yeah,
he hasn't looked great since. I mean, Renan Barão, he beat him, but Renan Barão was like way past his prime, or at least USADA past his USADA prime. But way back when, think about Brandon Vera.
That's a
9-0
example. Yeah,
destroying Frank Mir. He's a light heavyweight fighting a heavyweight. Contract dispute. Gets his contract he wants, comes back, never the same.
Yep.
Aljamain Sterling, like I said, never the same. Now we're looking at Misha Cirkunov. I'm sure there's many others that, we can, if you think about it, If you look it up, if you think about it really recent, it's just this like the Madden curse. You get a football player gets put on the cover of Madden and gets injured, or the team just has a fucked up year or something like that. This is like the UFC contract dispute curse. I think this might be a real thing. I'm throwing this out there. I'm coining this. I'm coining this myself.
The contract dispute curse.
Think about it.
That's pretty good, and that makes me happy that McDonald went over to Bellator, so he didn't get the curse because he's going to kick ass.
Because if you have the dispute and you stay, think about it. I'm coining this. This is trademark, copyrighted. MMA to the Max Rob right now.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's a shame because now Misha Serkinov. I know we just jumped fights real quick, but he's now 0-2 since starting in the UFC 4-0 and looking absolutely dominant.
He looked awesome.
Now the fight against after his first fight after the contract dispute against Volkan Ozdemir, in hindsight, doesn't look as bad. The loss, it looks like he might have got caught, but Ozdemir is about to fight for the title.
Yeah, Ozdemir's a badass, dude. He's not going to beat DC, but he's a badass.
Yeah, I don't see him beating DC.
I don't see anybody beating DC except for John Jones.
Non-USADA. So
I don't know. I don't know.
No, skill wise, even without USADA, I don't know what the hell's going on. But John Jones, even without USADA, could still
beat
anybody.
The best. He's the best fighter in the world, man. But he just beats himself. Only guy that can beat Jones is Jones and Mario or Steve Yamagasi. Those are the only two guys that can beat him. That was the worst call ever, dude. Matt Hamill was the only victory over him, and it was a bullshit 12-6 or 6-12 elbow.
It was the right call. It was the right call, but it was bullshit because it's a stupid rule.
It is a stupid rule. And Matt Hamill was ready to fight. He just couldn't hear what Steve was saying because he's deaf.
Matt Hamill was just getting absolutely destroyed.
Getting the shit beat out of him.
It was the right call because they were illegal 12-6 downward elbows. It's just a dumbass rule, and it should be gone. It should be.
Yep.
There's a meme going around, floating around, which is actually really illustrates the hilarity of having gloves in the first place.
Yeah, elbows.
You've seen that? I'm sure you've seen that around.
It's too barbaric.
Yeah, elbows.
Yeah,
dents in people's foreheads, knees. Dents in people's
MMA
foreheads.
Put it out there, right?
Yeah. Over-opinionated MMA. Over-opinionated MMA. Shout out.
Yeah,
check it out. Facebook. Over-opinionated MMA. Yeah, man. Just it's funny because bare knuckle boxing though. Barbaric.
Oh, no, certainly is.
I think Joe Rogan even wants to get rid of the gloves.
Dude, I understand it too because the biggest and most important thing, if you're bare knuckle, you don't have wraps on, is going to change how hard
you're going to break your hands and fingers a lot.
You're going to break them, so you're not going to hit as hard.
Yeah.
Your angles you're going to punch at, it's not the same. So I think that's going to save some people some knockouts, but you're going to break your hands more and you're going to get cut up more. A lot more cut up because it's a knuckle on the skin of the forehead and bloody. But elbows are worse, but I don't know. I wouldn't have a problem with it if the fighters didn't have a problem with it.
I mean, it's a funny meme. It's hilarious. I like it. It's kind of illustrates some hilarity with it, like I said. But at the same time, keep the gloves on the fighters because just A, B, and C. You're using your fists more than you are your elbows and knees in MMA.
Yes.
I mean, think about it.
100%.
So, and you will break your hands faster than you will your knees or your elbows.
Yeah, gloves are actually meant to protect the hands more than the face and the head.
That's what the wraps are for, too, yeah,
absolutely. They're designed to protect the wrist and the hands and all that stuff. Speaking of hand breaks, Bellator debut. You see that broken finger?
I'm going to go on record right now and say that with Bellator last night, unfortunately, with my job schedule, I've only seen highlights.
Okay. Same here. Mine wasn't job schedule. Mine was my brother-in-law's back from...
I really wanted to see it, but...
Yeah, my brother-in-law's back from the South Pole, so he was over. My father-in-law, my wife, and I, we were hanging out, so... I'm like, you know what? I'll catch some highlights. I don't get to see my brother-in-law but every 2 years. Cause
it's unfortunate because I really wanted to see Michael McDonald's debut as well as Valerie Letourneau's. So
yeah, Valerie Letourneau's I heard was a good performance
for her. That's great. To me, that's great because I always thought that she was better than what she showed in the UFC.
But she was always a flyweight, and that was the problem.
Well, she was always a strawweight.
No, but she is a flyweight.
She is a flyweight.
Flyweight, and there was no flyweight, so she says, "F this, I'm out." And then they develop a flyweight.
Sponsors, that's always a plus.
Well, that's a plus. But you don't make the same with sponsors in Bellator as you do the UFC. But still, you get paid more than Reebok was paying her. What, $2,500 a fight?
Reebok's a fucking joke, man. Seriously, it's a joke.
I like how everyone has to rock climb before they get out there and fight, dude. The shorts look all dusted with rock power, with the rock climbing
it's just,
chalk.
It's just, you know, so when Reebok, when they first announced it, they said that, like, all the fighters would have input on their designs on their shorts. So I'm thinking to myself, it could be kind of cool. I was defending it at first when it first came out, because I think I was even telling you, dude, it could be like pro wrestling where they have their own, like, you know, they have their own stylized tights and all that and shorts or whatever, that maybe the fighters can get that put on their fights and it would be cool looking and all that, like more like pro wrestling style tights. Well, boy, was I stupid and fucking...
Yeah, if it's going to be Reebok, okay, fine, I get it, but there's no individuality
at all,
other than, you can choose to be black or white or a color of your country that we've decided. Damn good IPA, right?
That was damn good.
You're like, I wish there was more.
I should have bought another bottle.
Yeah, that's all right.
Back to Modelo I go.
Back to Modelo. Just to give you a heads up, man, I've been kind of keeping my eye on ESPN.com right now. The score is 13-30.
Chiefs!
Your boys just scored again.
Oh, God. By the way, yeah, in case you've obviously listened to this, Kareem Hunt is back, baby. Rookie of the year. Go Chiefs!
Well, at least rookie for a portion of the year, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Go Chiefs, man. Andy Reid fucking motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. At least they're starting to peak again at the end of the year, so if they can keep this peak up and play well into the playoffs, then
I am not getting my hopes up for this team anymore.
Yeah.
I did in the beginning of the year, but Jesus Christ. So quick tangent on football real quick, as everybody's listened to this show before. I am a Chiefs fan. Big diehard Chiefs fan my entire life.
That is true. He has always been a Chiefs fan. I still want to understand why.
Yeah, right. Thick and thin. They are beating the Chargers right now, and Marcus Peters is fucking killing it. He has 3 interceptions and a forced fumble right now.
Yep.
This is a week after he was benched for being a prima donna by the Chiefs.
Is true.
He is fucking proving a point right now. Go Chiefs. Go Marcus Peters. Thank you. Back to MMA.
You're welcome.
Jesus, man. Thank you for giving me that score, because I was actually just getting caught up in the show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I probably turned off a lot of fans, especially some of my friends that just like to hate.
Well, you're a fun person to hate on. It's just part of your face.
It happens.
Once we get a video portion of this going, then everyone out there is going to see what you look like and understand why we hate you.
Get ready to hate real quick now, because get ready to hate yourself. The winner.
Fuck you. We know how I did.
MMA The Max UFC Fantasy League. Once again, it's like 2 weeks in a row? 3 weeks, maybe? I don't know.
Is this thing... Hey, Robert, go fuck yourself.
Is me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to seal up a 4th victory in a row in this league.
And on to the next fight.
That's right. And by doing so,
we've spent enough time on our fantasy
league. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. But what helped me clinch this victory was, like I told you all last week, you all need to start fucking listening to me. Pardon my language here. Y'all need to start listening to me when I talk about it. Now, I may have got the way of victory wrong, but I did say he was going to blow right through him.
You got the ass whipping right.
I got the ass whipping.
Whooped some ass.
Rafael Dos Anjos beat the hell out of Robbie Lawler tonight.
Yeah, I think in the second or third round there was a takedown. One of the 4 takedowns that Dos Anjos landed and blew up Robbie's knee, or something happened. His left knee or something was messed up. Again, I'm not making excuses, because Rafael poured it on him with or without that hurt knee. The leg kicks that he was doing to the calf, causing lots of damage. His speed, we noticed in the first and second round, he was so goddamn fast and accurate, and he outmatched Robbie Lawler. He proved himself to be the number 1 contender. He looks like the Rafael Dos Anjos at lightweight that was marching through everybody on his way to winning a belt. This Rafael Dos Anjos could beat Tyron Woodley.
This Rafael Dos Anjos beats Tyron Woodley, in my mind.
That's a bold statement.
That is a very bold statement. I am going on record on that statement. This Rafael Dos Anjos, never mind the fact that, Woodley beat Lawler, knocked him out real quick. That was a great shot by Woodley.
Yeah,
will it happen
Woodley's
again?
Got wicked
Would
power.
it happen again if they fought? Probably.
Likely.
But that is a styles make fight type matchup. Rafael Dos Anjos has the speed, the technical striking, the elusiveness, as well as the ground game to act and the leg kicks. He has nothing to worry about with Woodley. Woodley, if he throws a leg kick and Woodley catches him and takes him down, black belt.
He's a master on his back.
Master.
Dude. He's got
Master.
great guard game. Underrated
he systematically dismantled Robbie Lawler. Did he land the one-shot punch KO that a Woodley would?
No. He doesn't have that same power at welterweight. It doesn't translate. But
I mean, I saw a lot of people, everybody, even experts, that people that have been following the sport, like not really following the sport, sorry, that have been analyzing the sport and professionally, that get paid for doing it.
Yeah.
We're saying, I just can't get past the fact that Dos Anjos got knocked out by Alvarez, and Alvarez is smaller, and Robbie Lawler fought at middleweight, and he's heavy. No, he didn't get knocked out by Eddie Alvarez. He did not.
He got TKO'd.
He was still standing. He could have kept going, but Herb Dean stepped in.
Herb Dean did the right thing.
Right thing, absolutely.
Yeah, he was
But
TKO'd.
let's not forget that Dos Anjos was winning that fight against Alvarez, and he just got caught. And then it was quicksand.
And you expect, or I expect, okay, that if Rafael has a hole in his striking and Robbie Lawler catches him, who's bigger and stronger, then that's going to definitely rock him. And he got hurt a little bit. Robbie hurt him a touch in some of the punches. Quick recovery, great endurance. That's one of the things I noticed about Rafael. He looked gassed at the end of the third round, but came out in the fourth, pushing. Looked gassed at the end of the fourth, came out in the fifth, still pushing. Yeah. He had great cardio.
His cardio, he got that second win, and that second win lasted a long time.
Well, what he did is he proved he pushed himself to the limit every round, recovered for a minute, pushed himself to the limit at 5 minutes, 1 minute rest, and he looked great. And we also mentioned he's no longer at
he's not at Kings. He left anymore. Kings. He started his own thing. Him and Verdun both left. I mean, not together, like doing their own thing, but yeah. From what I read, I could be wrong, but from what I read, Dos Anjos is not with Kings MMA. He's off doing his own thing right now. But he still got the striking of a Rafael Cordero.
So crisp,
and it's still so good. He outstruck Robbie Lawler. Let's not take away.
He outboxed him. He
completely outboxed him. And the leg kicks. Robbie Lawler's never been really good with checking leg kicks.
No, because he just bulldozed.
I mean, we all remember the Strikeforce fight with Melvin Manhoef, where I mean, if it wasn't for just a lucky Hail Mary punch, Robbie Lawler was going down.
Well, yeah, Manhoef was cocky and overstretched himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a better striker, and he proved himself to be, and got lazy and got clipped. Sometimes that happens to bullies.
Absolutely, yeah. It's exactly what happened.
Get that transition? Sometimes that happens to bullies.
I'm not sure if that's a transition into Ricardo Lamas getting knocked the fuck out.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Or if it was a transition into talking about the Keaton Brown situation.
This is true. Could be either one.
Can we talk about one or the other? I mean, can we really go without talking about that Keaton situation, man? I mean, you saw what happened with Joe Schilling. I mean, but people are coming out and saying that's a fake account, but really, was it?
See, I don't know what it was, but
I don't know what to think anymore.
Look, Joe Schilling reached out to the person who was supposed to be the one who posted the video, right?
Yeah.
And she said this, crap like, "Oh no, we don't just send us money." And he goes, "Well, no,
I thought us whites are supposed to stick together."
Yeah, but it hit. Well, I got to touch on that subject to say that to Schilling, a fucking idiot. But it's like Schilling's like, no, us being friends with these fighters, that's going to help your son stop being bullied, not money. Yeah. And then she goes, well, us white people need to stick together. If you know anything about Joe Schilling, I believe his wife and daughters are black. Dumb shit. Like,
it's just
I get like I got anger chills right now. Like, how dumb can you fucking be?
And even if there's a fake account, let's just talk about the situation in the first place. There are on-hand accounts that are obviously not verified. They're not
because they're not famous people, so not a verified account.
So, but there are people that are saying that this Keaton kid was going around calling kids at the school the N-word,
and that's why he was getting.
And that's why he was getting bullied back. And if that's the case, just tough shit, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a lot of hearsay.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
but I do not. But if he was being bullied overall, legitimately bullied because of whatever, then I feel bad for the kid. But at the same time, even from the very beginning, seeing that video, how dare you exploit your kid like that for fucking social media? How dare you?
Yeah, and I understand if you're trying to raise awareness and yada yada yada, but then. And one of the GoFundMe accounts for him was started by some dude who has no affiliation, raised nearly $60,000.
Yeah, smart of him. It's low, it's ugly, but it's smart.
It is. But what sucks is now legit causes are going to get less support because there's so many.
It's to me, it's
there.
exploitative because there's so many kids being bullied left and right.
For sure.
But this mom puts them out on there to be exploited on social media, and I'm pretty sure he's never gotten the worst of it. So
no, because I've
sure
seen a lot
more.
worse bullying and.
Would you say that Ricardo Lamas got bullied? With
No,
the worst of all
I think
tonight.
I think Ricardo Lamas got NyQuil'd.
Jesus,
just put to sleep.
he was winning the fight. I mean, it was.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
I mean, it was a 4.5 minute fight, but
It was
he was
a good
winning, and
fight.
he just got caught.
He went for that right kick, so his hand was down, and he tried to follow up with that looping left hook, and he couldn't get his right hand up. And Emmet was swinging right hook, right check, left check. I mean, that's a very common. I don't even know if it's much a combination as it's haymaker. You throw right hook, left hook, you're haymaking, and he hit Lamas square on the chin and put his lights out. That was a walk off, man. Emmet with a walk off, unranked, short notice. KO's the number 3, legitimate number 3 featherweight in the world. Legitimate badass Ricardo the Bully Lamas. A guy that you'd love to watch fight. A guy with a heavy hand, great technique, good scrambles. Fucking slept him. Nighty night. Tucked him in, gave him a kiss on the forehead and said, see you in the morning. Fuck.
Absolutely. And by the way, everybody, update. Final score, 30-13. Chiefs beat the Chargers.
Go
Show
Chiefs.
everybody that was thinking the Chargers were the hottest team in the NFL and thinking that they were going to win the AFC West. Nope, Chiefs just woke up. Marcus Peters just balled out, 3 interceptions, forced fumble. Anyways.
Yeah, well, there
No,
you
I
go.
absolutely agree. Sorry, I was looking it up. Fights were on, the game was on, had to do both.
And the family was here.
The family's here, I had to do both. Couldn't do both. Family was here, couldn't do all 3. So we watched the fights. I was following the game. Good win for Josh Emmett. Does this put him as the number 3 ranked featherweight in the world? No.
No,
because
but
he was losing his
ranks
fight.
him.
I mean, it's gonna rank him at least top 15. The problem is, did Lamas just get caught? That's the thing.
100%.
Yeah.
He just got caught.
So-
100%. Emmet is not technically better than
Lamas. No, Lamas got caught.
He got caught, but that's the game.
It's MMA. That's what happens.
We were talking about gloves versus no gloves and all that stuff. Well, these 4-ounce gloves still mean you're going to get hurt pretty goddamn bad if you get caught. And again, I don't want to say it's a lack of skill or Emmet got lucky because
You can tell everybody I'm just grabbing a beer behind you. That's cool.
I was just trying to keep the show going and be professional.
Go ahead and talk.
Good God, man.
Are we professional? We professional?
No, we're not.
We're not professional.
But again, yeah, Emmet is not his lack of skill. I mean,
I did it again, didn't I?
he belonged there. But
I bumped the table and knocked over the mic. Sorry, people.
Robert has been drinking all night.
I have not been drinking. That's not the drinking part, man. That's because I keep forgetting this fucking table.
Wacky ass table.
Yeah.
But I think 9 times out of 10, Lamas beats Emmet.
Absolutely.
He or I'm wrong, and that's a weakness that they saw in Lama all the time, and they trained for the right left hooks combo. I don't know.
I don't think it's a weakness that they saw in Lamas and they trained for, because the only thing the alpha male team was training for was Dominic Cruz.
Exactly.
All these times. So they have no time to train for anything else.
And it took him 13 tries to finally beat him.
Actually, as of November, they switched from Dominic Cruz to training to beat TJ Dillashaw.
That motherfucking TJ Dillashaw, dude.
Boom.
We should be MMA to the max. # we love TJ.
Yeah.
I think we bring him up.
Dillashaw to the max?
Yeah, we bring up TJ and
Shorty
Shorty.
Dillashaw to the max.
We bring up Shorty or TJ like every single fucking week, dude.
We should start tagging Shorty
Right?
and TJ in our shows.
What minute in is it?
Yeah.
And Shorty was mentioned again at minute 34. TJ is
right.
a minute in. It's like, hey, TJ.
29 minutes in.
29 minutes in, we mentioned Shorty again.
We're pathetic.
That's true. We just like what we like, man. And having talked to Shorty a couple times, not only do we like the way he fights and his skill, but he's a fucking cool guy, and so that helps too.
Yeah, Tim Elliott was supposed to fight on this card, and His opponent came in a little overweight. Tim Elliott basically turned down the fight.
You say a little bit overweight, dude. He was closer to bantamweight than
5
flyweight.
pounds overweight.
He was closer to fucking bantamweight
but
than
he was cleared.
flyweight.
But they were saying, but he was cleared. He was cleared to fight. 5 pounds overweight.
Sure.
That's fine. It's not a big a deal.
Look, you look at a guy. Elliott's like, dude, I just been fucking cutting weight. You know, you're grouchy, you're grumpy. This stupid motherfucker can't even do it. That's the number one thing they ask you. Can you make weight? You gonna take a short notice fight? Yes. Can you make weight? Will you make weight? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm unprofessional. I'm gonna stop. 5 pounds short. That's 5 pounds short when you talk about the ad of the 1 pound giveaway for non-title fights. So he's 6 pounds over the flyweight limit at 131 pounds. He's closer to fucking bantamweight. He's a bantamweight fighter at that time. I completely agree with what Tim did, and I think he should get his fucking win bonus.
I don't.
I do.
Not with only 5 pounds. I'm sorry, I can't. I mean, he could have taken that fight. I just don't think he wanted to take that fight.
Was he afraid of a nobody in a last minute call kind of coming? Not a nobody, but not a big name in a last minute call, and he loses? He would win that fight. I agree with him, dude. If you can't make weight, fuck it. Like that to me is the first thing you should do first and foremost. Is your job is to make weight.
No,
make weight.
I can't argue at that point. Yeah, first
you know how I
job
feel
is
about
make
motherfuckers not making weight. It makes me
Khabib
almost as mad as it makes me.
Nurmagomedov, I'm looking at you. You better fucking make weight in
motherfucker.
2 weeks. You better.
Yeah.
That post by
Last
Josh
I heard,
Thompson might that better be a joke, man. That better be
20 pounds out.
30.
Still.
30
pounds
what
out. 3
Josh
weeks
Thompson
away.
posted at AK.
Yeah.
That better be just fucking warfare, Twitter warfare or something, man. If you come in, oh my god.
Why would Thompson say that if not just to try to fuck with Barbosa?
Because everybody's talking about him not being able to make weight. Just to fuck with Barbosa.
Yeah, and then fuck with all of us, or me, that think he's not going to make weight. But he's working with the real nutritionist now. He's supposed to have all this shit on point.
I'm going to be so pissed.
If he doesn't make weight, dude, like this time, I'm not on the wagon anymore, but I'm not even going to talk about him anymore. Because you do that, dude.
I love the guy's style too much to just not talk about him, though. That's the problem.
I'll let you talk, and I'll go, okay, when you're done.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Yeah, if he doesn't make weight, come on, bro. Come on.
It's okay. It sucks. Okay, Dos Anjos was making 55, but it was killing him. So he's fuck it. I'm gonna go up to 70. If you're that good of an athlete, if you're that skilled of a fighter, it can translate. Now, granted, smaller 55ers, might have another issue, but a big 55er like a Khabib, like a Dos Anjos, they can move up. Like a Cowboy wasn't a big 55er. His move up to 70, it didn't quite translate.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it did for a little bit.
It did for a little bit until he started fighting the top echelon guys, and they're putting a hurt on him because, his speed and power didn't translate. So he's going to go back to 55, and he's going to play there. And he's even said, look, I'm not going to fight kids anymore, these up-and-comers. I'm going to fucking just go in there and whip some ass and just fight fights, which is good for him. Be a gatekeeper. Fight the top 15 guys and enjoy yourself. And I love to watch you fight it. And that's the thing about Cowboy is he's smart. He knows where he's at. Hey, I want to keep fighting, so I'm going to fight, 55ers that are not 22-year-old animals coming up just trying to take your head off like Darren Till.
Right.
And Darren Till is a huge 70-er. He's a big fucking 70-er, man.
He's a great fighter, though, too.
I could see him winning a belt at 70, winning a belt at 85, and by the time he's 30, fighting at 205 and winning a belt.
Well, yeah, probably because he's just going to be his body's going to change so much growing up. He's going to be too big to cut the 170.
Yeah, I know. So he's got to get in there, and get that belt now. Win 3 belts. That would be pretty sick.
That would be. Hey, so real quick, I want to talk about the. What did I call him before? What did I call him?
What'd you call
Mr. Mike Perry? What did I call him? The Chris Lytle of the welterweight division of this day and age.
Yeah,
that's right.
The Chris Lytle.
Mike Perry is an exciting fighter. He's a good fighter.
Lights out Lytle.
To watch, have exciting fights. That's about it. He's not a great fighter. He's not an elite fighter. I don't know where this idea came from that he was this elite fighter if anybody's actually sat there and watched his fights. I love Mike Perry. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a good guy. He obviously, the way he talks to you, listen to him in interviews, he grew up in a bad time, a bad area, and all that stuff. He had a bad upbringing, you could tell. But skill-wise, he's not a great fighter. He's a good fighter. You know who's a great fighter? The man that beat him tonight by implementing a great game plan.
Ponzinibbio is just a
Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Fighter. He's not a great fighter. He's a better fighter.
No, he is a great fighter.
He's got some room to grow.
Yeah, but okay, so he's a great fighter, but he's not elite. That's what I'm saying. He's a great fighter.
Yeah, there's levels
of this shit, guy. All right, there's levels of this shit. There's good, great, elite.
Yeah, okay.
Perry's on the good.
Perry's
good.
very good.
He's very good.
Very good.
He's very good.
He's elite
but he's
fun.
Not, but he's not great.
He's elite fun. He's fun as fuck to watch.
He's fun to watch fight because it's always all action all the time.
Yeah.
But you know who's great? It's Ponzinibbio. He's not elite, but he's great.
Ponzinibbio did what we said he needed to do to win this fight.
Circle out.
You need
Stay
to
on the
circle
outside.
out. Stay on the outside. Don't get caught up in a brawl. Distance. Footwork.
Yeah, there you go.
And he did both.
He looked great. He looked good.
Footwork was phenomenal. He was coming
in. He tired Perry out.
He was coming in angles, working the body really well. He was setting his kicks up. They weren't just coming out, just out of nowhere. Ponzinibbio, I would say he looked really good. You're going to say he looked great. That's fine. Either way, we're
I think he looked great.
Range.
I think he looked great against a guy with the power of Perry. I do.
And the ability to draw you into a brawl. There's a couple times that he almost got
Ponzinibbio does have that habit of when he gets hit, he wants to start brawling, and that's what has cost him before. Lorenz Larkin knocked him out for the exact same reason.
Knocked him out cold as fucking ice, dude. But that's exactly it. So that's why I picked Perry, because I thought if anyone's going to draw you into a fist fight, it's going to be Perry. And when he does, he's got the power to put you down. But I was proven wrong. Happily, I like Ponzinibbio. Yeah. We've been high on him.
I did pick Ponzinibbio by decision because I did not think he'd finish Perry. I think if anybody was going to finish the fight, it would be Perry finishing him.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of respect for Mike Perry's ability to absorb punishment and take shots on the.
Showed he had a chin, dude.
Because he took shots. Jesus, Perry. Mike Perry is not. Honestly, man, he's not top 15 at least in the UFC right now.
Maybe at 15.
No, he was unranked going in. I don't see him being ranked. But God, I got so much respect for the man's ability to just take a shot. He called out Darren Till after Darren Till's victory. Yeah. We all remember that scene, saying, "Oh yeah, why don't you fight a real welterweight? You just beat a lightweight." Ignoring the fact that his last fight was against a lightweight
on
3 days' notice.
Yeah, 3 days' notice.
Yeah, congratulations. You didn't say anything about that after you won.
Yeah.
But he's not getting that Till fight.
No.
If I was UFC, you've got the next Till fight set up right now.
Okay.
Ponzinibbio. I mean, that's
well, we talked about that.
Right
it should be the winner of that fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's going to be a fight of two guys with great striking, great distance, good jab, good footwork. I think Till's better, but I think I'm going to give a slight power advantage to Ponzinibbio.
I would be inclined to agree with that.
Fuck you, and you're agreeing with that. But right?
But see, here's the thing. So we basically got Rafael Dos Anjos fighting Woodley for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Colby Covington. I want to get on this real quick.
I don't even want to talk about that asshole.
Yeah, no, I want to bring it up.
X-Pac heat, dude.
I am a troll online. I am a troll.
And physically.
Yeah, physically. I look like a troll. That's why we do audio only. But I'm a self-professed troll online. I like to fuck with people, get them into arguments.
This is true.
What he did to people about the Star Wars spoiler is fucking way too far.
Wrong. Just wrong.
Way too far.
Just wrong.
I would never do that in my entire life, and I'm not even going to say what he said. I'm
I'm not going to let you.
No, I'm not going to do it
for me, bro.
But what he did. Okay, so I respect the balls it takes to actually say that on Twitter, but nah, bro. He went from heel to troll.
The
dude cannot abide.
The dude does not abide.
The dude does not abide on that. No, my God.
See, this is why it sucks for me. Because, okay, I don't like Colby Covington, and I follow him just to hate him. I don't, but I follow him just to fucking hate on him or whatever. So, spoil Star Wars for me. Huh?
You saw it?
No, I didn't see it. No, I don't follow Colby Covington.
Oh, okay, you don't follow it. Yeah.
He's X-Pac heat to me, man. I don't really care.
I got you.
But
I don't, but I saw it in other groups.
Yeah.
So.
There are people who do follow him just to fuck him, right? Fine. But he's also got people who like him, who are his fans.
Yeah.
Who probably like Star Wars fans too. And I like Colby. He's great. Now you're fucking over the 16 people that actually like you.
Now, I will say that
That's stupid.
So his actual tweet, the blah 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 blah, just saved you 2 hours and 30 minutes. Why don't you go out and get laid, you fucking nerds or whatever? That second half's funny to me.
They're nerds. They're not getting laid. That's
yeah. But that part's funny. The actual spoiling part is bullshit. So that's the fucking part that I'm like, God. See, you're not wanting people to see you get your ass kicked in MMA, man. You're wanting to see what you're doing is you're trying to make people want to see you get your ass kicked in real life.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. Nobody's going to pay to see you get your ass kicked. They're just going to kick your ass themselves.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Star Wars nerds that are going to be able to touch Colby Covington.
But you get a lot of them.
But
you get a lot of them together.
One ant doesn't hurt you, but 10,000 of them, they're going to get you.
And if I know anything about Star Wars nerds out there, they're in bunches and bunches.
Well, especially now that it's a cool thing to be a nerd, and Star Wars is like the pinnacle of cool things to be a nerd. It's actually cooler to be a Star Wars nerd than a Star Trek nerd.
Yeah.
But on this weird note, okay, do you watch The Orville?
We watched a couple episodes. They're all sitting there on
queue?
on our queue and all that. Yeah, but I do enjoy it.
Dude,
I do like Seth MacFarlane.
It is my favorite show on TV right now.
It's really funny because it's like dry humor. It's like Norm Macdonald dry humor.
What they've done with this show, and again, this is
apparently it's gotten better from what you're about to say.
Oh yeah, what they've done with this show is they've taken Star Trek, the original Star Trek series, and the same scenario type things, and just had Seth MacFarlane punch it up. So it's as good as Star Trek was for me as a kid, the younger Star Trek growing up in Discovery and all that stuff. It was good. But now it's got Seth MacFarlane's kind of dry humor to it. It's got... I don't know how to explain it, dude. To me, it's the best
it's a good show
on TV
it's a good
right
show.
now.
It's fun.
I love it.
I don't know if it's going to last very long because I'm sure, just judging by it looks very expensive to make. And we obviously have to see the ratings. But
the ratings, I heard, are through the roof.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's Seth MacFarlane. He owns Fox at this point.
Fuck, he should, dude. That guy's so funny.
Family Guy's gone kind of like way downhill. Yeah. The Cleveland show was good at first. It was actually really funny. American Dad was a fucking phenomenon.
American Dad
amazing.
Was great.
It was so good.
But they all tend to, because I think he loses interest in that. That,
but I mean,
concept.
He's actually really good. Million Ways to Die in the West, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. I way better than reviewed. He was great in as Johan's. I forgot his name in Hellboy 2: Golden Army.
Yeah,
he was a voice, and I mean, he's talented. He just can't rely on the same jokes.
Uber talented, but it's not the same jokes.
Yeah. Oh, this is way different, yeah. And he's tackling a lot of social topics too,
yes,
and making it really funny.
And he's doing it with his own insight.
With the baby born, the alien, where
where
it's a girl, but it has to be all men and all that stuff.
It's all male.
Some people would be like, oh, well, it's just they're trying to push the gay agenda.
No, they did a good job.
Push on that, yeah.
In all honesty, it doesn't matter what my opinion on gay, straight, transgender. I don't give a shit. You're a grown adult.
They handled it really well.
Be what you want.
I was really impressed.
And that's exactly what they did. They handled both sides, get a good argument on both sides.
Yeah. And then in the end proved that what we all thought, men were better.
No. in the end, they let moral relativism win.
No, it was
win
good.
The day.
It was good.
But anyways, that's kind of part of it, and it makes sense. It makes sense in the show medium because if you look, I know we're rambling on about a TV show.
Fun,
I fucking love it, but in that sense, what that show is, the prime directive, right, is to not have any influence on any cultures that are primitive or whatever. So, in the same aspect, even though that's not a primitive culture because they're flying around in spaceships and stuff, we shouldn't let our human culture interfere with that other alien culture's shit. So. I kind of get it, but it was moral relativism winning out in the end. But anyways, man, it was great. Yeah. It was a comedy the whole time. You laughed the whole time.
Funny. It's a good show. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I recommend it all. Thursday nights on Fox.
We expect that
if you want on the show.
Hey, Fox, we expect that paycheck.
Seth,
I'm sorry.
On MMA related guests.
That's part of Fox Entertainment. Disney, we expect that paycheck. Mm-hmm. God, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. I mean...
We
talked about the main card already, so I mean we could get in tangents all we want, but there were some really good cards. The fight of the night was Julian Marquez and Darian Stewart. Right?
Good fight,
really
yes,
good
sir.
Fight. Marquez makes his UFC debut, gets that submission by guillotine choke.
So good,
so good. Chad Laprise knocked down by Glor Bafando. Mm-hmm. He of throwing Charlie Ward down on his face like bitch get out of here fame.
TKO like. Bitch, sit down.
Looked good at first. Knocked down Laprise. Looked like he almost finished him. Laprise ended up taking him down, getting the mount and everything. Looked really good. Nordine Talib just absolutely fucking ended Danny Roberts. Hot Sauce Hot Chocolate Roberts.
Yeah.
To the point that Roberts was so pissed off about the stoppage because he had no idea where the hell he was.
He got rocked, dude. And when he dropped down and his butt hit the canvas, and then he came up and just Talib just hit him with that uppercut, lifted
and
his
unlike
whole butt off
the
cage.
Al-Hassan fight from I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah,
when we were there. This was not early. Roberts was done. He was done.
He just didn't realize
he got caught
how
with that kick,
out.
and then that straight right just ended his life.
Set him down, and then that uppercut when he was set down was just. Ooh,
and I like Danny Roberts. I do.
Oh yeah,
but Jesus, he was done. And I've seen people online were complaining that he was shoving the ref and pushing the ref away and getting really.
He wasn't
pissed.
pushing the ref away, really.
But at the same time, though. Dude, he just got knocked out. He has no idea what the hell was going on. As far as he knows, it was stopped for no reason.
Correct.
So you got to give him at least a grace period.
It's not the same thing as like what Hai did, where Hai was shoving the referee 2 times in that event.
Yeah.
One was a hard shove, the other one was kind of get out of my face. He was like, no, come on. He wasn't really shoving
It's not even as bad as what Roy Nelson did, where he kicked John McCarthy in his ass.
Correct.
I mean, sure, it was playful and jokingly, but he was still the conscious fighter doing it.
Correct.
So
yeah, you just get knocked out if you get a little touchy with the ref.
It's like
or
Joe
a little
Rogan
mouthy.
says. I don't want to interview fighters after they just got knocked out because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
You can't punish him for pushing a ref or kind of like fighting a ref when a ref's like this. He's like, get out of my feet.
Yeah.
You know, he was pissed.
Just trying to get off me, kind of shake him off like an angry guy in a street fight. That's fine, dude.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong there. And the referee, I don't recall who was reffing that fight, was everything right. Stand up. I can't remember.
Who was reffing that? That's a good point.
I cannot remember his name.
I actually don't remember who it was.
Yeah,
off the top of my head. I mean,
I don't know how to
we've been
find
eating
it
that
out,
turkey. We
but-
got that tryptophan and
Right.
all that. So we're drinking some IPA and some beers.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
I do want to talk about real quick the McDessie and Trujillo, the ending, the post fight.
Yeah.
So after the fight was over, McDessie went to go kind of like, even before the results were announced, the winner was announced, in my mind, a clear, at least minimum 29-28, but I had it 30-27 for McDessie. I didn't see how anybody give it to Trujillo. I don't know why Trujillo was raising his hand. But McDessie went to go shake his hand and say good fight and all that, and Trujillo kind of just shoved him off, brushed him off. And McDessie was just fucking livid.
Martial arts, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is martial
arts.
Show your respect. This is martial arts, you motherfucker. Dude, got me pumped. Made me want to see John McDessie again. I already like watching him fight, but this guy's a martial artist.
He's
I love
a real
watching that
martial
shit.
artist, man. Oh, fuck
and he's
yeah.
100% correct.
I agree. Because what you do, you settled it in your 15 minutes. Hey, I couldn't knock you out. You couldn't knock me out. We couldn't get each other to submit. Yeah. But we settled it, dog. Thank you. Instead of being like, fuck you. Like, we just fought for 15 minutes. What are you doing? It's over.
Yeah. Even Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber at least said, good fight.
Yeah.
We don't like each other, obviously, but good fight.
Cody and TJ.
Cody was obviously TJ dropped him, finished him. Cody got up, got in his. They got in each other's face. Like, moment. What now?
Yeah.
When they're about to read the results, Cody reaches over, pats him on the stomach, says, "Good job, man. Good job." That's what it's all about. You don't have to like the guy. Nope. You don't have to like him at all. You show your respect. You're
Daniel
a martial
Cormier,
artist.
John Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, the list
John
goes
Jones.
on and on.
That was. I mean, even though he cheated, but that was classy as hell.
100%.
Yeah, it's martial arts. This is mixed martial arts. Okay, this is not fighting. As much as anybody wants to say this is a fight. No, I'm sorry. Matt Serra, I'm sorry. He says it on his podcast all the time. It's fighting.
Well, so does your boy Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
It's a fist
not
fight.
A fight. It's martial arts.
You're prize fighters, but you're martial artists.
You're martial artists. You're mixed martial artists. This is
my
MMA.
mind,
this is not MMF. This is not mixed martial fighting. This is mixed martial arts. Show your respect.
In my mind, the ones who are more martial artists are the ones who tend to have longevity in the sport and who tend to stick around more than just the fighters.
And obviously, and we saw one of the recently, in the last 2 years, we saw one of those people that just did not respect the martial arts, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Who is just a poor sport, cannot even after winning, never shook Miesha Tate's hand, even after all the shit they both talked.
Yeah, and Miesha was like, hey, and she was like, fuck you.
Yeah, she's like, fuck you. The crowd booed, and then they ended up cheering because they're like, oh, Ronda, yay. But now where's she? She's about to go to WWE. She's about to sign a contract to do pro wrestling. Because, I'm sorry, martial artists stick around, like you said, fighters don't.
Yeah.
They don't. It's the truth. It's 100% truth.
And that's where we go back to Cody TJ, is where I think TJ
He's
more of an athlete.
He's
a martial artist. He truly believes in. They've been doing some videos on Instagram, like with Bruce Lee talking and showing TJ, like, it makes sense, But the water, becomes the cup, or it's a waterfall, and it's like you watch the way TJ fights and moves. It's so cerebral, and that's the difference between a fighter and a martial artist, in my mind. A fighter's going to go in there more off instinct and just kind of what they've been trained and fight and throw punches. But TJ is calculating, like he talks about at the end of that first round.
Yeah.
That he's like, dang it, I got popped. Oh, okay, got to reevaluate. I messed up. I got to reevaluate. And he came back out in that second round, thought about it, cerebrally,
that's art.
Reevaluate. He's an
art.
Artist, dude.
That is art. That's how you do it. That is art.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, so, and you know what? You want to be a fighter, cool. Even Mike Perry, who grew up as a fighter.
Yeah.
He at least respects the martial arts side of it.
He does. He's smart. He's smart in that aspect. He comes across kind of ghetto-ish or whatever, but no, he's a good, smart guy. He's good at marketing. Everything he's doing is selling himself, talking about Darren Till needing a Tetris shot. That shit was so funny. You walk around outside, no shoes on. You're going to step on a nail. Yeah. You need a Tetris shot.
Yeah, I mean, I like Mike Perry as a personality and all that stuff. I don't think he's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. But I like him. But
I don't see him winning a belt anytime soon.
So all right, so
shit up, but
next weekend is Christmas weekend, man.
It is.
But you got anything planned? You got anything special?
Nothing too special. Just spend some time with the family. Go and try and see my wife's grandma.
Yeah. Nice.
Just a couple things like that, and just open presents for the babies.
She's still hanging in there, right?
She is, man. She's kicking, dude.
She's been kicking for a while now.
Kicking along, and the doctors told her that she would, but more power to her. That's Grandma D, man. She doesn't go down without a fight.
Right. Goddamn right. Is that the Grandma D's? Is that the cream cheese?
No, that's Grandma Corky. That's Travis and Ryan Law's grandma.
By the way, anybody that wants to come hang out with us on a UFC fight or anything, let us know. My co-host here makes a delicious, I don't know how to describe
cream
cheese log type thing with like Ritz or whatever the hell you use or what to cover.
I ain't giving away my secrets, dude.
Yeah, don't give away the secret. Anyways, it's basically a cream cheese dipped log, whatever. It's fucking delicious. It's amazing. Yep. If you guys want to come watch a fight with us, if you live in the Southern California area,
I'll make it for you.
We'll do it. Anyways, next weekend is Christmas. We are going to take the weekend off.
Yes, sir.
For MMA to the Max. There is no fight. There is no show. I mean, usually we would do a show. We'd do something. I don't think we're going to get an interview. Maybe we will. I don't know. But I doubt it. I think we'll take the weekend off.
Yeah, unless a couple of the interviews that we've been trying to land, it works for them. But most people are going to be
If it does, it'll probably
stuff.
be like Saturday afternoon, early or something. But we will try. If not, we are going to take the week off. So just in case... we'll just let's preview that UFC 219 card coming up on December 30th. They got the main event, Women's Featherweight Championship.
Oh yeah,
Chris Cyborg,
Holly
Holm.
I think
is
Cyborg
there a
wins.
Chance? Yeah, okay, yeah, I do too. I mean,
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say the most vicious female fighter of all time wins.
Can Holly Holm pull off the upset, though?
Yeah,
Can
she's capable of it. 100%.
Thank you.
She's got the skills. There's only two people I think that can beat Chris Cyborg: Holly Holm and Megan Anderson. Megan needs a little bit more time.
I think Megan needs a little bit more development first. Yeah,
but that's it. And so right now it's Holly. But
if she can stay on the outside, stick and move, use her.
Superior footwork.
Yeah, use her footwork and distance, buddy.
I know. I'm telling you, dude. All fights start on the feet, and they they all start separated.
That's what she did to cause one of the biggest upsets in MMA history. Not as big in my mind, but a lot of people try to post it as one of the biggest upsets when she beat Ronda Rousey. She used distance and footwork to keep away from Rousey.
She played the Matador game,
and
too.
it really was not the biggest upset if you just look at their styles.
Sorry,
everybody in the world that wants to call that the biggest upset. The biggest upset in MMA history is still Matt Serra GSP.
Agreed.
Just no contest.
Because he shouldn't have gotten knocked the fuck out.
Does not beat it. Sorry.
No, it does again. Because if you look at Weidman was 15-0. I mean, he was running through people and knocking them out.
I think he was actually 8-0. But yeah, I mean,
8-0?
Yeah, he was still pretty new, but he
9-0?
He had the style. I think maybe 9-0.
Maybe 9, whatever.
He had the style to beat Silva.
He did.
I mean, if he was going to beat it. But he was still the underdog.
Yeah, but that's not how we saw him beating him.
Yeah.
It was more like ground and pound.
It would have been more ground and pound, yeah.
But still, yeah.
But the biggest upset in MMA history is still GSP.
I agree as far as fighting.
Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, I get it.
Was the biggest betting upset.
Yeah, betting upset. But if you really knew the sport, it wasn't that big of an upset.
Yeah. We got Tiramisu versus Barbosa next.
So we're just going to skip. We just think that Cyborg just takes it.
Well, I do, but I think Cyborg goes into deep water with Holly, and if Holly can make it make Cyborg work for that deep water, then that's where she's going to win. She's going to be a late TKO via question mark kick. If she can win. But she's got to get her into deep water because she's not going to do it early.
Okay, so you were just about to jump into the co-main event.
Yeah.
I want to take a piss break before we get into the co-main event because I really have something to say about the co-main event. Because as you know, and as people that listen to the show know, I'm a Khabib
dick rider.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
throw your piss. Take a break.
Let's take this piss. We'll be back in about 30 seconds
or less. You won't know any better.
It's game time, boys, and we know football. Football the Max is the podcast for you if you want in-depth analysis over the NFL and college football. We preview all the action coming your way over the weekend. And we break down all the big action after it's happened. Plus, we tackle all the big news topics and discuss everything when it comes to the gridiron. So come check out Football to the Max every Tuesday morning and Friday morning on the W2M network.
All right, we're back, and I definitely want to get in this co-main event.
Look, I just want you guys to know that Robert talks about being a Khabib dick rider. He went outside to take a piss to touch his dick to talk about Khabib. That's all I'm saying. He wanted to make sure he did that first.
Yeah.
I'm calling you gay, Robert.
That's fine. No. No, this is a very intriguing fight, man. This is a great fight, and I'm very excited this fight. Especially if it actually happens. Unfortunately, being a big Khabib Nurmagomedov fan, being on his bandwagon, I can admit that it's very possible that it might not happen. You sent that text message to me, by the way.
Oh. Sorry about that, brother.
Had to put that out there. I think if Edson Barboza can keep his distance.
What?
Yeah, keep his distance from Khabib and manage to land and just stick and move, he can win this fight. He might even be able to knock him out. Unfortunately, Edson Barboza has had this issue with pressure fighters.
Yep.
His entire career. Michael Johnson did it. Tony Ferguson did it. A lot of Donald Cerrone even did it.
Flashy fighters have issues with pressure fighters.
And Khabib is that pressure fighter.
Yep.
That he will just come in and get in your face. Will he take a shot to get inside? Yeah. Can he take it from Barboza? From his punches, yeah, I think. Kicks, no.
No.
But he will get in on the inside of Edson Barboza, and he will put Barboza against the cage, in the clinch, and then eventually on his back. And I see Khabib finishing this by TKO in the second round.
I agree. I don't think Barboza can keep him away enough. I mean, if he can really just pump that jab and pump that jab and pump that jab in a 1-2 and circle to the left, jab, circle to the right, throw a leg kick on a quick exit, but it's got to be set up because if he doesn't set up his leg kicks or body kicks, he's getting taken down and smashed.
Yeah.
So they got to be set up, and they got to be as he's exiting out of a combination, and he's got to be elusive with how he exits out. He can do it. He's got the skill. He's capable, but Khabib is a tough, mean motherfucker that's going to walk through 90% of that, and once he gets a hold of you, you're going down.
Absolutely, I agree. And another fight on the card is bantamweight division.
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Rivera against Dominic Cruz.
Excited.
Just kidding.
What?
John Lineker.
Yeah, that's a good fight too, man.
For, Dominic Cruz. It's another good fight, and it's actually a fight that I see Jimmy Rivera absolutely just dominating. Not dominating in the sense that he's going to just overwhelm him, but he's going to cruise to a decision and to a eventual fight with Marlon Moraes. But unfortunately, I got Marlon Moraes fighting Cody Garbrandt. So I think Rivera wins this fight and faces Rafael Dos Anjos. So that's my prediction in the next coming weeks.
I see Rivera outboxing John Lineker and mixing up his takedowns like TJ did, but with a little bit more boxing. TJ went straight for the takedown and just beat Lineker's ass on the ground.
That was the best TJ I've ever seen. Against Lineker.
The best TJ, yeah. Yeah, I think he looked great against Cody, and he got caught, and the way he transitioned. If that fight would have gone on longer, I think he would have ended up KOing him too. But I think Rivera, I think he might knock Lineker out or TKO him on ground and pound.
I don't think he knocks Lineker out. I just don't see that happening. But I mean, he might submit him, but I just see it going to decision. Welterweight fight. I mean, we're gonna skip Cavillo versus Sparza for now, but we're gonna talk about the excuse me,
Condit Magny.
The return of the natural born killer.
Yeah,
Carlos Condit.
WEC days in the Jesus
and Neil Magny. I got to be honest, as a big Carlos Condit fan,
you don't like this fight?
I'm worried. I'm a little worried, especially coming off the layoff against somebody with the reach and range of a Neil Magny.
A huge reach.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very worried about this fight.
5-inch reach advantage.
I'm very worried about this fight. I love Carlos Condit. He's one of my favorites. My fiance loves Carlos Condit ever since she saw him in a GQ spread. She's like, oh, he looks good in a suit. Oh, my God, he's gosh. But I love Carlos Condit. And he's one of my favorites of all time. He's one of my favorites. I'm glad he's back fighting.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's because he has the will and the drive again. I hope it's not just because of money, because this is a very dangerous fight. And I'm not sure who to pick. Right now, I'm leaning towards Magny. That's what hurts me.
If Condit fights smart, he's got better ground game than Magny. Take him down and beat him up. He doesn't have the best takedowns, but he can get Magny.
Have the best takedown defense.
Magny has bad takedown defense. There's levels of this shit.
That's right.
Bad. But I think Condit's going to fight smart. He's going to start up on the feet and stand and realize that the distance is something he has to deal with, and he's going to get inside. And please just take him down and beat him up, Carlos, because that's what I'm...
Or at least just get on the inside, man. You're going to have that reach disadvantage. I mean, Carlos is going to... He's got the power advantage, Carlos.
Oh, for sure.
Easily. He's got the Muay Thai advantage.
Neil's got the endurance and the reach.
Yeah, and the reach. Carlos has a striking advantage.
Yes.
But he's just at a reach disadvantage. And 5 inches is a hell of a reach.
Huge.
And Magny does use his reach pretty well. I mean,
very well.
Dos Anjos was able to get inside because of the leg kicks. The leg kick just tripped him, and he was able to get that submission.
Yeah. He was smart how he worked his way to the inside.
And obviously, we saw how good Dos Anjos is. He just absolutely dominated the former welterweight champion. So it's just something I'm really hoping. I really want Condit to win. Big fan. I'm a fanboy. You're a fanboy, obviously. WC days, and even then, I was rooting for him against GSP when GSP came back after that ACL injury. But
I wasn't. I was rooting for GSP.
Go to hell.
I had to, man. GSP was Jim's favorite fighter. My older brother who passed.
Yeah.
So I had to. I was nervous because Condit was dangerous, and I
love
Condit.
He got the head kick and almost finished it. Man.
Almost,
it's just
dude.
a little.
Yeah, but it was
really
it was a fun fight. But this card, we don't need to go through the rest of them. But it's a great card. It's not as stacked maybe as other cards with names.
Well, we got Dan Hooker and Mark Daikisi, which is actually a really good fight. Daikisi coming off of his first loss ever against Dan Hooker, coming off that amazing knockout of Ross Pearson.
Wow,
that knee was sick.
Yeah, Ross Pearson's never been hit like that before.
I'm not sure about that fight. I mean, I'm thinking Hooker, but I just
flashy fighters. What's a flashy fighter's weakness? Pressure, right?
That's right. Hooker's got it.
What does John Hooker do?
Dan Hooker.
Or Dan Hooker. I say John Hooker.
John Lee Hooker. You're saying that.
John Lee Hooker, probably. Dan Hooker. He's gonna march forward. I like Daikisi a lot. He's fun. But I'm not sold yet on who I'm going to pick, but I'm leaning towards the Hooker.
I like Dan Hooker. I'm leaning towards him. I'm a big fan of his. They also have Miles Jury making his return.
Yeah,
another return. They have it listed as a lightweight fight for some reason, but I'm almost 100% positive that both these fighters are at featherweight now. So, especially Rick Glenn.
They used to fight at lightweight.
Yeah, Rick Glenn is a featherweight fighter. Yeah. So I think this is just a mistake, and that's a fight that actually could steal fight of the night unless Rick Glenn does his usual thing about clinching.
Jury's never fought at featherweight, right? He's always been a lightweight.
No, he's been featherweight recently, ever since the Donald Cerrone, the loss.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He went down. That's right. Yeah.
So and he he looked good in his return bout. How do you feel about Khalil Roundtree, who's going to be opening up Fight Pass against Michael Alexander. That's how I'm going to say it right now. But he was originally supposed to fight what's his
Emil Meek.
No, Roundtree was supposed to fight.
Meek is going to be fighting Usman. Who was Roundtree supposed to fight?
Fucking kickboxing world champion.
Gogan Saki.
Yeah,
Saki
Saki
got injured. That would have been a fun fight. That was one that we called too.
Khalil Roundtree. Yeah, that's something we were talking about. That should be his next fight.
Yep.
Roundtree was supposed to fight Saki, and Gohan Saki got injured, and now Roundtree just lost his main card fight. Yeah. That's the sad part about it.
Yeah.
So, but that is UFC 219. That is happening on December 30th.
It's a great card.
Saturday,
don't miss it.
Yeah. From T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody, please, if you've got a place to watch the fight, watch the fight. Also, drive safe. That is New Year's weekend. Do not drink and drive. Do not get pulled over. Do not get a DUI. Take it from me. It lasts 10 years on your record. It sucks.
Uber, Lyft.
Yes. Do something. DD, Uber, Lyft, anything. And on that note, speaking of driving.
Yeah. I got to drive all the way down the hill. I got to take my lovely family
baby.
home.
You mean you got to drive like a 45-minute drive like I usually do all the time when I come down there?
Yeah, but I have a place you guys can always crash if you want to.
Yeah, that's right.
Chick always falls asleep on the couch when we're
watching the fights or recording.
And it's a lot earlier. Normally we're not even recording yet. Normally we're still watching the fight, so
that's
I like the early cards.
It's always good times to record, though.
Yeah.
So, social media.
You got it. You can catch me on Twitter at JoeHud45. Or you can catch me on Instagram at MMA to the Max Joe. And as always, the 2 is the number 2. Robert.
2 is the loneliest number of all.
1 is the loneliest number.
I know. Anyways, if you want to find me on Twitter, it's at It's Rock Robster. Find me on Instagram at MMA to the Max Rob. The number 2, as always.
As always.
Find our show on Twitter at MMA to the Max Show with the number 2 as well. If you want to find us on Facebook, that's where we post most of our shows, do most of our interactions with people. That is facebook.com/MMA to the Max podcast. We will be announcing our big giveaway of the Amazon Echo Dot pretty soon. We got people entering right now. We are going to be doing it on the end of the year show, December 30th. I'm pretty sure we're going to be right in front of each other again. We will do that giveaway. So if you want in, get in now. As always, also get ready to join our groups. UFC Fantasy League.
Yeah.
MMA the Max. If you want to get a hold of us and join it, it's a $20 buy-in. Let us know. We will get in there. We used to be 50. I'm dropping it so more people can join and not worry about having to pay whatever.
Or not paying,
motherfuckers.
Little bastards.
Yeah, that's right. As always, find us on our parent website of W2Mnet.com, where you can find all your needs for movies, sports, video games.
Wrestling?
Sports entertainment? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and sports includes football, baseball, basketball, all the good stuff. You want to find our show, find us on Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, Stitcher, any of your podcast apps, iHeartRadio especially.
iHeartRadio.
And everybody, by the way, we just want to let everybody know, have a Merry Christmas. Or happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating, it's okay. It's whatever.
Enjoy the beginning of the winter. It's getting cold.
It is getting very cold. And before we leave, I just want to say one last thing real quick. Bring back net neutrality. Don't let it go to waste. This is a joke. Do not let them repeal it. Do not let Congress get away with it. Do not let the Supreme Court uphold the FCC ruling. Keep net neutrality.
Could not agree more.
Yeah, so that's all. We were trying not to get political on this site.
There's nothing about politics, man. It's about freedom. That's about the rights of every American, man.
That's all I gotta say. It's just we're not going to dive too deep into it, but just fight to keep net neutrality, please. If any of you are gamers, podcasters, anybody that just enjoys the internet,
Netflix watchers,
Netflix watchers, anything. Fight to keep net neutrality.
Yeah.
Do not Do not let the idea of free market when it comes to the ISPs persuade you into thinking otherwise. That's just something that the free market cannot work in.
It's about more control. It's not really a free market. Free market is net neutrality, man.
Yeah,
Keep it all open and free.
It's just one of those things that the market just cannot regulate. I'm sorry. Keep net neutrality. So on that note, Joe, you got anything else to add?
Not a damn thing.
All right. Well, this is MMA to the Max. I am Robert Taylor from my co-host Joseph Hudson. We'll see you next week. Take care.
See ya.
The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.